Communication is always vital when competing in tournaments. Winning a match requires perfect coordination. You cannot win by yourself.
Raid call. Communication for winners.
Alright guys, and welcome back to CSL March Madness. We are hopping into game number 2 in our match between UC Davis and UNM Twin Cities. Spawning here in the bottom right as our orange Protoss representing UC Davis is going to be Bobo the Bear. Spawning in the top left as our red Zerg representing Twin Cities, it's going to be Lagvies. So we do have a PVZ here on Akalon Wastes, Akalon Flats. I always mix them up. And I'm here with Ferg once again, and now we have a PVZ, and I'm pretty excited, man.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to our sponsors, NCIX and Raid Call, of course. We're talking right now about some cool stuff in the Raid Call channel. Join us at group 1111 or just search for Collegiate Star League. But I have to say, before we go too far, not to be too much of a UC Davis homer, but UMN, they have stuff figured out. They have a whole great esports club there called Topone Gaming, run by Eva Crackle, who's a great individual, does great stuff for UMN. And they are like sponsored by their school. Do you know that? Their school gives them money and they pay people to do esports.
I know, man. They have
good.
They have this whole legit thing going for them, man. You would have no idea, but they have their own website. They have their own team bios. It's like serious business, man. I'm telling you, these guys have been together for years now, just kind of StarCrafting it up. When they can get together, they do. They meet, a couple times, or at least once a week. They try to with the League of Legends team now, so like they have that whole aspect going. So, all the League of Legends, StarCraft 2 divisions. It doesn't need to happen, guys. We can all join hands. We can all join hands and be friends here. And yeah, no, I really think it's awesome what they're doing down there. And I mean, I'm rooting for them, man. I know that UC Davis is such a good team, but when you see a story like Twin Cities, with players that have been practicing so much, and actually, what has been going on in this game, Ferg?
There are 6 links crossing the map right now. It looks like Kai, Boba the Bear, set up a nice Forge Fast Expand, delaying that Nexus, so he should be pretty safe. He does have his first Photon Cannon about halfway done. He canceled the Gateway, though. Probably maybe trying to bait these Lings in. No, he's just going to build a Cyber Core. Probe! Wrong side of the base. Will he survive? He might just do that. He's trying to keep... He's actually blocking one of those Lings from attacking the Forge. And now with the Photon Cannon up, it'll be totally safe for Mr. Probe. We'll just hang out, maybe do some scouting, maybe try to deliver that crystal to one of the Zerglings, try to be a friend. But it's okay if you're not. And still, Boba the Bear managed to put down a pylon to block the expansion of Lagvies, and what a great move by Boba the Bear right now. Just setting up a super weird kind of... He hasn't even put down his Nexus yet, It's going to be like a normal expand timing, but he just built all of his base at his natural ramp.
Yeah, no, Lagvies right now is not feeling super comfortable with this position just because that pylon by Bobo is just doing so much work right now. That pylon is worth its weight in gold. Lagvies, I'm surprised he hasn't sent his Lings back home to clean that pylon up. Look at that poor drone, man. He's been working on that pylon this entire time by himself, dude.
Yeah, he's like the hardest, like the little drone that could knock down the pylon.
He's just confused. He's used to mining minerals, and now there's a huge one that it looks like a massive one that he should be able to just take down, but it's just not happening. The Queen's going to join the fray, and this will put his hatchery up, but I mean, look at Bobo the Bear's Nexus. It's halfway done. This is a really, really strong starting point for the Protoss player.
Yeah. So while these players get set up, I'll talk a little bit more about UC Davis. They didn't do too well last season. They were missing some of their players. They did decently, but they didn't really make it very far in playoffs. I believe they got knocked out by UC Berkeley in the round of 32 or something. Of course, losing to UC Berkeley last season, an acceptable behavior, but now they have Spanishiwa back. They're looking for blood, and their coordinator said, let me get the exact quote, they want to win some sweet, sweet cash money and show UC Berkeley which UC is the best UC. So I'm excited to see if they get a matchup. Of course, right now, UC Berkeley on the other side of the brackets. They will be casted tomorrow. We'll see what happens in this game.
UC Berkeley.
Yeah.
Are they even good?
They might be. They might have done very well. But let's see what's going on in the game. Actually, there's no expansion yet. What?
There's no expansion. This is it.
It's all in.
Lagbees
There's
is
roaches.
being a badass.
He's just being a baller. He's got tier 1 burrow on the way. He's got speed finishing up. This could be a pretty hefty attack. Right now, though, Boba the Bear setting up some...
and then he expands behind it, man. This is mind games right now.
Oh, man. That's... He's playing mind games on the casters right now. He knew that he'd be confused.
The mind games aren't even being seen by Boba the Bear, just us, and they're still making my head melt. No, Lagbees, he wants to get aggressive, and the thing with Quick Burrow is that it would be effective in this case if there wasn't 3 cannons. If there was maybe 1, top 2, or at max 2 cannons, then he could maybe snipe them and then start burrowing. But in this case with 3 cannons, this just isn't going to work. Boba the Bear is going to hold this off. GG, poor Lagbees. That was just, he got off to such a rough start in that game that it just wasn't going to work out afterwards.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate there, but I mean, I feel like he delayed too much. He was a little bit too hesitant in his build, and of course, by the time you try to push up there, you've got the photon cannons, you've got all the gateways starting to pump out units, you've got the mothership core. Of course, you can use that special spell on the Nexus to turn it into a massive photon cannon. So pretty hard to break a 2-base Protoss at that point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, again, the opener just put him a little too far behind, and that pylon just stayed up for too long. So, guys, we're going to take a quick break. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, Raid Call and NCIX. Hop into our Raid Call channel, guys. We are chatting away. And, yeah, we'll be back in just a minute with the 2v2 between these two teams. Stick around.